What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So the Way Pro kick started with the 212 division and they actually started earlier than what was on the schedule. But I have to say the 21 years old phenomena that we have been talking about for the last few weeks, Nihat Kaya and his coach Patrick Tour, they just shocked the entire bodybuilding world by making it into the center stage of the first call out in the 212 class. So it was him and the veteran Angel Claderon holding their positions in the middle, which I have to say is really insane, considering that this is just the pro debut for Nihat Kaya, and you do not normally expect this from a guy who is so young and who hasn't even stood next to some pros yet, and still comparing so well against these veterans and top Olympian of the sport. So he might be just 21 years old on paper, but that physique that he presented, that great development combined with those unreal aesthetics, and the kind of conditioning that he brought, that was absolutely top-notch. So Patrick Tour once again working his magic with how he gets his athletes so shredded, and it worked again. So I'm not sure this is the best version of Angel Calderon, and we all saw Angel compete at this year's New York Pro, where he looked absolutely incredible, and he was above 220 pounds. So maybe coming back down to 212 pounds, that actually really affected his look on the stage. Plus, Nihat Kaya was really exposing the shape of Angel in all the front shots. And even though Angel has more density, more muscle maturity, and yes, he is more muscular, but the thing is, if the judges give the shape and the symmetry a top priority at this show, it will probably be the biggest upset for the 212 class, because it looks like Nihat is fighting for the top spot. So the back of Nihat Kaya at the age of 21, that also just makes no sense. Great density and so much completeness. So Angel has that old man muscle maturity, and nobody's beating that. But he isn't the most eye-pleasing physique up there. And I have to say, what a great pro debut for Nihat Kaya. And do not forget, Naseen, who just placed top 7 at last year's Miss Olympia. He is also competing at this show. So will this young 212 guy make history here by winning his first show against a veteran who has been top 3 in the world? So do let me know what you guys think. The former men's physique champion Erin, he was the biggest name making his return to the stage after losing the Olympia title last year in the men's physique. So from the moment he stepped on stage, he was the guy who was really standing out. He has those wide broad shoulders, very well developed abdominals, and most importantly, lights out from the back. So Erin wasn't at his best at the Olympia last year, and yet still he was able to place top 3 in the world. So from that perspective, it wasn't actually a tough lineup for him. I mean, the guy has been the men's physique champion, the Arnold Classic champion. So this was supposed to be a walk in the park for him. So just for your information, the winner of the men's physique division will get a whopping 40 grand in prize money. Even the second place finisher, he will get 15 grand, which is the same amount of money as some of the men's open winners got in some of the shows this year. So it seems like it will be an easy win for Erin tonight. So do let me know what you guys think about the prejudging, and who do you guys have winning? Now let's talk about classic physique. So Breon Ansley was the man to beat here at the Way Pro. He was out there training at the Oxygen Gym Kuwait for the last 6 weeks, making sure when he steps on stage, he is at his 100%. And I have to say that he did. So Breon is currently 44 years old. And there is not a single sign of wear and tear on his physique even now. We know his quads aren't the best in the world. But when we talk about that, that is against the top Olympians. That is against guys like Chris Bumstead, Ramondino, Vasily Wiesers, or Sklesinski. And this wasn't an Olympia lineup. So other than Breon, Vahid Badepi was the only one who has placed 9th at the Olympia last year. And interestingly, both Breon and Vahid were standing right next to each other in the middle, even in the initial group. So the other guy who has been as high as top 6 at the Olympia level, that was Danny Onan. But he was making his return to the stage after 2.5 years. And he trained for only mere 3 months for this competition. So he isn't a threat here, and that really showed. So Danny wasn't able to make the first call out here. The division has evolved so much in the last 2.5 years. Plus the thing is, you just cannot expect to train for 3 months and expect to beat these guys who have been grinding so hard day in and day out for years. So Breon is always so polished with his peak. He never ever leaves the door open for the competition. So the back double biceps is and always has been such a money shot for him. Although Vahid was more impressive than Breon, more shredded than Breon in the hamstrings and glutes. But Breon overall is so damn good from the back. So back in 2018, Breon wasn't a big fan of vacuum. And now he himself has also implemented that in all his posing routines, especially when he hits that crucifix pose. And he also does vacuum in the front double and the abs and thigh as well. So I think Breon should win this show quite comfortably and get a whopping $60,000 in prize money. But Vahid once again proved that he belongs to the top. So you have got to give props to Breon. His symmetry in that front double biceps looks absolutely amazing. And he is definitely coming for the top 4 spots at this year's Miss Olympia. So do let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys have winning in Classic Physique? And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video. And smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.